Everyone thinks the most secure vaults are impenetrable. They're wrong. Sometimes the threat comes from below. August 8, 2005. Fortaleza, Brazil. A nondescript artificial turf company, seemingly a front for landscaping, sits quietly in a residential neighborhood. For 3 months, its unassuming facade had masked an extraordinary operation, meticulously planned and executed in the sweltering Brazilian heat. This wasn't about grass, it was about something far more valuable. Just blocks away, the Banco Central, Brazil's central bank, held millions in unmarked Brazilian real banknotes. Its vault, a fortress of steel and concrete, was designed to deter any direct assault. Security systems were state-of-the-art, promising impregnability, but the men behind the turf company weren't planning a direct assault. Their plan, audacious in its simplicity, involved going asterisk under asterisk the problem. A tunnel, not just any tunnel, but a 150-foot subterranean artery, stretching from their rented property directly into the bank's vault, bypassing every conventional security measure. The scale of the undertaking was immense. Over 3 months, a team of 25 to 30 individuals worked in shifts, digging day and night. They extracted approximately 90 tons of earth, which they discreetly transported away in trucks, blending into the city's daily rhythm. To avoid suspicion, the front business was key. They even advertised, selling artificial turf to local residents, creating a veneer of legitimate commerce. The noise of their digging, the coming and going of vehicles, all masked by the mundane operations of a small business. The tunnel itself was a marvel of improvised engineering. It was 3 feet wide and 7 feet high, lined with plastic sheeting and wooden supports. It even had its own lighting and air conditioning system, crude but effective, to sustain the diggers in the suffocating subsurface heat. The mastermind, or at least a key figure, was later identified as Antonio Josevan Alves dos Santos, known as Alemão the German. He was a man with a reputation for meticulous planning and a distinct aversion to direct confrontation. His genius lay in logistics and evasion, not brute force. On the weekend of August 6th and 7th, 2005, the final breach occurred. The tunnel emerged directly into the bank's vault, a feat of precision navigation. Inside, they found 5 containers of 50 real notes, totaling approximately 164.7 million Brazilian real. That's about $70 million at the time. The notes were unmarked, untraceable. This wasn't about stealing new currency, it was about removing old, uncirculated notes that were due for shredding. The perfect crime in that sense, as there were no serial numbers to track. The thieves spent the entire weekend inside the vault, methodically filling bags with the cash. They left no fingerprints, no telltale signs, beyond the gaping hole in the vault floor. Their exit, as meticulously planned as their entry, involved simply reversing their path through the tunnel. It wasn't until Monday morning, August 8th, that bank employees discovered the impossible. The vault had been emptied, not by force, but by a silent, subterranean invasion. The police were baffled. No alarms had been triggered, no doors forced. The discovery immediately sparked a massive investigation. The artificial turf company was quickly identified as the source of the tunnel. Police found the elaborate network of lights, ventilation, and tools, a testament to the criminals' dedication. But the masterminds and the vast majority of the money had vanished. The sheer volume of cash meant it couldn't simply disappear. It had to be laundered, distributed, moved through various channels. This became the new focus for investigators. Over the following months, bits and pieces of the puzzle began to emerge. Some of the stolen money was recovered, often during raids on suspected gang members, but the total was a fraction of what was taken. The investigation also revealed a darker side. Kidnappings, murders, and infighting among the gang members became rampant as they tried to divide the spoils and evade capture. The enormous sum of money proved to be both a blessing and a curse. Alemão, the alleged mastermind, was eventually captured in 2007, 2 years after the heist. He was found living a relatively modest life, not flaunting his newfound wealth, perhaps a testament to his elusive nature. He was sentenced to 34 years in prison. Several other individuals were arrested and convicted in connection with the heist, but the vast majority of the 164.7 million real was never recovered. It simply vanished, absorbed into the criminal underworld, or perhaps buried somewhere, waiting to be rediscovered. The Banco central robbery remains one of the largest bank heists in history, a testament to human ingenuity and audacity. It demonstrated that even the most fortified structures can be vulnerable if a criminal is willing to think not outside the box, but deep beneath it. Subscribe if you're fascinated by the meticulously planned and often unbelievable stories behind history's greatest heists.